G'day, welcome to Effing One Podcast, Australia's best only Formula One podcast. The first two races of the season saw Sebastian Fingerboy Vettel pick up the wins due to a whole lot of luck, let's be honest. And in China, we saw a whole lot of skill. In the words of the race winner, sometimes you just need to lick that stamp and send it, baby. Except he didn't say baby, but that would have been nice. That's what the best overtaker in F1 did. An overtaking clinic by Dan the Personality Ricciardo. The best driver in F1 showed what he could do when given just half a little sniff. Is that a dead carcass? Yes, it is. Get in there, little son. Get in there, you good thing. Second, Valtteri, no idea how to overtake the other Finn, Bottas. And third, Kimi last lap team orders, Raikkonen. Too much?
No.
I don't think so. To dissect this delicious mooncake of a race, we need to... Have you tried mooncake before, Luke?
No.
No, don't. We need to turn to you, big fella, the Marco Polo of motor racing in the Orient. Draped in a silk robe with a beautiful giant dragon on the back, he looks like a giant Buddha covered in hair. Luke, the best race of the year, big fella, by far. Would you agree? Now, tell us, who was enjoying a honey chicken banquet at the end of this race, and who was holding their nose and forcing down a stinky century egg?
Well, only winners get the chicken dinner.
Correct. Which you made a beautiful honey chicken tonight, by the way.
This is actually a real meal too.
Fully themed. Not only are we dressed in traditional Chinese wear, we ate traditional Chinese.
I'm glad you didn't say where at the end of
that. But So, big fella, what a race. What a race.
Great race.
How exciting was that race? That's what racing should be. I'm going to let you talk for a minute because I'm getting so excited. How exciting was that race?
Speechless. It was the start of the race. I was like, oh, here we go, procession. Here we go, Chinese procession. Red Bull pits. Okay, starts to force everyone else to start pit. And then, thank God for Toro Rosso. Pierre Gasly. You should get a pay rise for what you did to Brendan Hartley. Making that contact, creating all that debris and just scattering it all over turn 14. Forced a safety car, which made the race exciting.
Genius, Gasman. You're a bloody genius. Thank you for spicing up what could have been a kind of boring race.
It would have been.
And from then on, it was just, whoa. We went from comatose state. We were just reclining back, weren't we? We were kind of dozing off. I was nodding off.
Yeah.
And then suddenly he's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
This is getting awesome, dude.
Red Bull jumps in the pit lane, chucks some soft tyres on. Lewis Hamilton did not. And, yeah.
Oh, Mercedes,
Where
you've
are
done
you,
it
Lewis?
again.
Where are you, Lewis?
Oh, dear Mercedes, why?
They are letting it slip. They had the race win. They let it slip. But props to Red Bull. They changed an engine in 2 hours. They made back-to-back pit stops twice immaculately. And Ricciardo drove a great race to overtake everyone.
Phenomenal overtaking.
And for an Australian F1 podcast, this is quite a big deal for us.
This is very exciting stuff.
This is an Australian winning a Grand Prix.
Yeah, we got a little bit. We're trying to be unbiased.
No,
we're not.
Too late.
It's a flimsy camouflage. We are very biased.
I would also like to point out that by having predicted opposite what I wanted to, look what happens.
You did that deliberately, didn't you?
Yep.
You deliberately didn't pick Dan because every time you pick Dan,
something happened.
Jinx. It's the old jinx. The old Lucas Jinkus.
And now I do the old reverse psychology. Bing.
What a race. Some seriously good overtaking by Dan. That take on Lewis Hamilton, was it lap 38, 39, whatever it was. That was phenomenal. We didn't think that was possible. The commentators didn't think it was possible.
I wasn't ready for it.
Hamilton didn't think it was possible because he didn't even look like he was blocking. And out of nowhere, Dan has just closed that gap, didn't lock up, came out of that. That was phenomenal, Luke.
Smooth. Very smooth. Every overtake didn't have a lock up. Every overtake was solid. The opportunity was there. He took it. He licked the stamp.
And he sent it. Now, is there another driver in F1 that can... We've seen Dan do this numerous times, overtaking so far back into a corner. I don't know of another driver that can do that. Is he the only one?
I think the Red Bull suits this kind of aggressive overtaking. It's got the downforce that can handle it under braking. It's very stable under braking. Maybe Fernando Alonso could do it in his heyday, but not like what happened today was like he had fresher tyres, he had faster tyres, so that was his clear advantage, but he made everything stick really smoothly, unlike Max, who had the same tyres, who had better track possession, and he went off track, and then he crashed into Fingerboy. Mad Max was Mad Max today.
True to his name, Mad Max.
And there was so many people who were sticking to their name. It's great. I think we've named them quite well.
Oh, God. Look, I mean, Bottas, he hasn't tried to take a overtaking, I don't know, the last time he took someone. He seems like he's wasting a seat. Am I being unfair?
No, not at all. You are spot on. Bottas, the only way he makes an overtake is with the pit stops. That's how he got Sebastian. When he went into the lead, he did it all through pit lane doing some fast laps, but not actual wheel-to-wheel racing.
It doesn't seem like Bottas has the killer instinct.
No.
Doesn't have it.
No. I think he's been invited over from the Viking over in Sweden.
Yeah.
He said, hey, my Finnish friend, come on down. I've got a spot on the couch for you.
Yeah, the Scandinavians just like reclining with some Doritos on that comfortable lounge. They're comatose. What's happening?
It's a comfortable place.
It's very nice. The furniture is very easy. I mean, It's hard to put together. They don't make it easy, the Swedes, to construct furniture. But when you've got it up and it's finished, and your duvet's on there and the pillows, it's very comfy.
Very. I completely agree.
But seriously, Dan Ricciardo, when he gets the bit between his teeth, he's like the nicest. He's like carefree, lovely, chatty, humorous, funny man. Gets behind that wheel, and he's a maniac.
He's on a mission.
He's a maniac.
He's driven.
I was going to
do it. I thought I was going to hear a bit of inner Viking there.
I was going to do the stay-at-home Viking, but we're going to do a different voice for Dan.
You're going to have to do a honey badger.
I don't even know what that sounds like.
You're going to have to make it up. Sounds like Skippy.
Oh, is it? Oh, sorry. I was trying to do like a wombat, when they kind of digging. But I see what you mean. It does sound very much like Skippy. Hey, Skip, get Dad. He needs help. Get the chopper. Okay, see you soon. What time? Okay, yeah, no, actually 15 minutes early will be fine. Yeah, anyway. Very specific, Skippy, with his instructions. He was very good.
Yeah.
What a race.
Skippy's always on time too.
He's never late. No. Never late. Man.
Very punctual.
So much to get through in this race. So much to talk about. Another great pass that Dan, we're not just talking about Dan, but let's just start with Dan being the race winner. His first win in quite some time.
Baku.
Had a horrible run of luck recently. 4 did not finishes in the last 5?
Yeah.
Am I right in saying that?
Yeah.
This is karma.
It's come back and he's getting some good luck. And today was lucky. If that safety car didn't come out, if they pulled a virtual safety car, it wouldn't have happened. But with the amount of cars that were spread out on the track, the virtual safety car wasn't an option because they have to go out there and sweep it.
Yep.
And there's not a decent enough gap. So it was the right thing to call the safety car. And yeah, it turned into a great result for...
Is Christian Horner the real genius here? I mean, Dan had to get it done. He stuck those overtakes, but Christian Horner's got to take... He's calling the shots on the pit wall. He called in the safety car at a split second, the only team, double pit stop twice, and suddenly they're in a game-winning situation behind the yellow flag.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they needed to be on a different tyre. Anyone, if you want to make an overtake, you need to be on a different tyre. You either need to be on a fresher tyre or you need to be on a different spec tyre. So they went for the soft, great choice, and it made what before that was quite a mundane Grand Prix. It was stations were being held except for what Bottas did in his pit stop. Other than that, it was going to be a procession. And even Toto Wolff said, we'd rather just have our position in the race instead of pitting for fresh tyres or pitting for softer tyres. And
well, he said that position was more important, and that he hadn't seen much overtaking over the weekend, and that was the reason.
He was right. But if you go into a different tyre, then you've got that option. If they'd gone to another medium, it wouldn't have helped. But going onto a softer tyre and making it work and making it last, he wins the race.
Another great overtake. Again, Dan on Bottas. wow, a little dicey.
I clenched. I clenched everything.
I saw you doing your kegels, and I was too. It was like,
Kegels.
please just don't run into him. And Bottas did this little thing where he sort
Little
of...
jink at the end.
Yeah, little block. I'm going to the right. I'm going to stop you coming through here. And then Dan was committed. He's like, sorry, man, I'm coming through.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to lick that stamp. You just have to lick it real hard.
That
and
could
you
be
got to send
could be a new award that comes out.
Quote of the race.
Whoever does the overtake of the race gets the lick it and send it
the
award.
lick it and send it award.
Yeah. We'll get a photo of Ricciardo with his tongue out.
You know what I wish? I wish that we recorded the audio of us watching this race.
Oh.
I was thinking that.
We should have filmed it on a GoPro.
Oh.
It'd be like Gogglebox, but insane.
It was ridiculous.
We got a bit excited.
An unnatural amount of high fives.
I've never seen you get that high.
I've never seen so many high... My hand is still red.
Yeah.
There was a lot of high-fiving. And then there was fist pumping. And then there was like thrusting. We were doing...
You were thrusting.
We were hip thrusting. It was frightening. It was just it was just such a great race.
I think next time we watch a Grand Prix together, we're going to film it.
Oh, let's do it.
And hopefully Dan wins because we'll be going mental again.
I think, I hope Liberty Media are listening.
Liberty, you listening?
Well, let's be honest. They're always listening to this podcast. They love Effing One Podcast.
Oh, who wouldn't?
Yeah. I just hope that when the race gets boring, they decide to just call it in. Just a random yellow flag. We're just putting a yellow flag.
Yeah.
Maybe some confetti.
Wet the track.
Maybe something drops and just hits the track and it's dangerous. and they're just, I don't know. Maybe an old car that's been dragged off from last year.
Maybe it could be like a every Grand Prix has like a certain pinata. And if someone's getting bored, they just whack it with a stick as they go. And then shit goes everywhere. And they're like, right, we can pit.
Game on. Yeah. Race on. Let's do it. Oh. Yeah. Jeez, that would have
been a good idea to have on our Making F1 Great Again, spice things up.
Which we'll get to a little bit later on. Grand final is
still on.
It's still on, yeah. And we need you to vote for the Effing One #1 podcast Twitter page. We'll get into that. I want to talk about this race more, Luke. I want to talk about this race. Absolute genius. Who dropped the ball? Okay, we've talked about the winners, Red Bull Racing, in particular, Dan.
Ferrari dropped the ball.
Didn't they?
Ferrari dropped the ball with their late call for the pit stops. Kimi Raikkonen got left out to dry. He was you're going to stay out there and you're going to try and slow down Bottas. So
you have got to be kidding.
It's not fair. And if I was Kimi Raikkonen, he got fortunate with Max and Vettel doing a paired pirouette, which was actually
very nice,
something to behold.
My wife, if she was watching, would have loved. She's a ballet teacher. She would have been all over that. Look at that perfectly timed pirouette.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Great in a ballet studio. Not so great if you're driving and it's your fault.
Not on a Grand Prix track, no.
So Verstappen cops a 10-second penalty, loses place to Ricciardo. Ricciardo goes mental from that moment.
Probably loses more respect. Oh. But I must say, after the race and through all the quotes I've seen, he's been quite humble about it and quite introspective and, realize, okay, I need to work on this because Daniel took his time with every, except for Bottas's pass. He took his time. He was calculated. And when you've got a car that quick, you're going to get him. It's just a matter of time.
I kind of disagree. I don't think he deserves kudos because he's kind of in a situation where he's got no other option because he's been so reckless. He's not stupid. He might be a teenager, but he knows that he can't be a Kvyat because he's so close to being a Daniel Kvyat. And if it happens again, he has to kind of pull his head in and make a public apologies because it's looking bad, pretty bad.
He should make an apology on behalf of all of Holland.
Some Dutch people are very devastated tonight.
Yeah. Shout out to the Dutch.
I mean, he's super fast.
He's a talent. And if he can actually
stay on the track,
hold it back a little bit and just time, like he was going to get Hamilton at some point. And the same with Ricciardo's. Like if I don't make the pass here, if I lock up and go wide, or if I run wide, I'll get him again because they were so much quicker. Yep. So there was no need to rush it. And Max is like he had to win the race in 3 laps when you had, 18, 20 to go.
Because that's the big difference between the two, isn't it, really? It's choosing your moment. Dan picks the right moments. makes them stick, doesn't make any contact, gets out clean. Verstappen can't help himself. He's just a hothead.
Yeah.
Gets in there too quick.
And I want to give a really good shout out to Nico Hülkenberg. Qualified ahead of Carlos Sainz again, but he also made a really good overtaking maneuver on Seb Vettel on the entry to turn 1 around the outside. That was a balls out move. It was good.
Gee, Vettel. Jesus.
But Vettel, he was quite calm after. He handled that really well. I thought he would have been throwing his toys out the pram, but he was pretty...
Surprisingly.
I think he knows now that sometimes you can have a bad day and it's not going to go your way. And he still came in with 4 points. If he wins by 4 points, he goes, okay, China wasn't so bad.
Yeah. Who else did well? Alonso had a good race.
Alonso did well. I don't know if there's anything that's happened post-race about his running Sebastian wide. I think they'll be fine with it.
It seemed like a normal overtake. Didn't seem like he was...
He ran him out of room, but I think everyone tends to run each other off the road. Like, not off the road, but sort of, I've got the corner now, you need to concede. But yeah, it wasn't much else down the field. Not too much going on.
A lot of uninteresting stuff at the back. Williams, Sauber. So, who do we think is looking the goods? Well, let's not go too far. Let's not go too far ahead. We've got Baku next. I want to still concentrate on this race. Dan, fastest lap. Got to love that.
Yep. 35.785.
Yeah, wow.
He was 5/10 quicker than Max.
That's fast.
He had clean air. He could do what he wanted.
And the fact that they could put that engine in that car after it blew up before qualifying in 2 hours, an hour faster than they've ever done before.
Yeah.
Didn't get any time on track. And then just, what a team effort by Red Bull. Just phenomenal.
Yeah. So Sainz gets a couple of points. Magnussen gets the last point in the Haas. Ocon, Perez, so close, but still no cigar for them. They did get a point in the last race. Van Dorn, short of Alonso. Stroll ended up getting ahead of Sorokin, Ericsson, Grosjean, Gasly, Leclerc, and Hartley, who ended up retiring. I'm not sure why, but he was out of the car in the pit lane. Probably just no point, really.
No point. So what do we think of the championship lead? Who's still leading? We've still got Vettel clearly in the front. Or is he on 54 points? Lewis Hamilton on 45, Bottas 40, and Dan Ricciardo 37. What a jump. Kimi Räikkönen 30, Fernando Alonso 22, Hulk Honey. He's consistent, isn't he? Oh boy, he looks good. He'll look good in a Mercedes. I think Bottas needs to step aside early. Step down, mate.
Do it now.
Just let someone take some overtaking
Hang
maneuvers.
your boots up.
Absolutely. Verstappen, 18 points. Pierre Gasly, 12. Bit of a fall from grace for Pierre Gasly after last week.
Big change for the Toro Rossos from a fourth place finish to nowhere.
Yeah, that's a bit of a thud back to earth, isn't it, for poor old Gasman? We love the Gasman. He's a big fan of Effing One Podcast.
But if it wasn't for him, no safety car.
Well,
so thank you, Pierre.
Are we also thinking that this goes along with your line of thinking? Going back to the previous race, where the conspiracy theory was that Haas deliberately did what they did so Ferrari could win and get the virtual safety car. Well, the same could be said for Red Bull this week.
Yep. Get the junior team. You're not doing anything down there. When you have a ding-dong battle, spray it everywhere, and hey, might get it. Oh, there's a safety car.
Let's bring the Red Bull boys in.
It was a free pit stop for him.
I mean, it's possible because
I'd give Gasly a pay rise.
Absolutely. I mean, you would have to be Red Bull if they knew when they were going to do it. Right there, the boys, Max and Dan.
But the only thing they couldn't do is choreograph when the safety car is called.
Yeah.
So the debris had been there for a little bit.
A lap. A whole
lap. Because Pierre Gasly ended up running through it the next lap.
Yeah.
And then, bang, safety car. Dive into the pits. Lewis Hamilton diverges.
Still, people love conspiracy theories.
They can have it.
They'll be thrown around.
There's one for you.
Don't say we don't
give you anything.
Exactly. Let's look at who wins the Green Awards, the global carbon footprint, the minimal carbon footprint this week.
With one retirement only this week, it goes to the Toro Rosso team.
Toro Rosso, congratulations.
Yeah. Brendan Hartley pulled out of the Grand Prix a little bit early, and so he's saving the planet. Well done, Toro Rosso.
Well done. We'll put up that Green Award on the Effing One Podcast Twitter page. Also, maybe there's another award that Toro Rosso could pick up, and that is Making This Race Exciting Award.
Oh.
Saving This Race from Boredom Award.
Yep.
Thank you, Toro Rosso.
Yep. Any more awards, we'd give it to you.
Gas
But
Man.
a race win, sorry.
For the actual collision, Gas Man, thank you. Another award, being awesome award.
Yep. For helping Ricciardo award.
Now, another award we've got to give out. We're very generous. The Ide Award. Did I say his name right this time?
Yuji Ide, yep. That's the man.
You know, I think I'm just going to say Ide.
You can say Ide.
So I feel like I can't say UJ properly. Is it?
You still can't say it properly.
See what I'm talking about?
Yuji.
UG.
There you go.
I don't know. It doesn't.
You can say Ide.
Ide.
The Ide Award.
The Ide Award. Now, explain the Ide Award again because I get confused.
Ide Award is someone who's a time waster.
A total
They turn
time
up to a
waster.
Grand Prix and they leave empty-handed. And, Williams had a really easy win for the Ide Award in the previous Grand Prix. This time, someone else took their mantle. Someone's gone, you know what? We can go worse than you because we're going for the Ide. And that winner, who had points in the previous Grand Prix, Sauber Ferrari.
Well done, Sauber.
With
The Ide Award.
Alfa Romeo Sauber.
Here we are. This is for you. What does it look like, the Ide Award?
It's just a giant shit.
Just a giant nard
Thanks.
on a bit of wood.
Thanks for wasting it. Maybe it's a clock that doesn't
The
work.
time, yeah.
You're just
It's a
wasting
clock
time.
that has been shat on.
And it's a Swiss team too. Sauber's a Swiss team, so
Perfect. They'll
they
appreciate
can
it.
fix the clock and send it back. That'd be nice.
They'll love that.
Mm.
Congratulations.
So, well done.
We need to put a photo of that shitty clock on the Effing One Twitter page.
Did you happen to see my conspiracy theory proven with evidence and images on
yes.
Terry?
Now, backstory. We need a quick backstory of Terry.
So Terry, he's our famous
Huss.
pit mechanic.
Yep. He's normally on the left or front rear.
Yep, front left and front rear. He's always on that side. Likes to be pit lane side, not so much garage side, because people in the garage go, wait a minute, that's. But he's got his back to all these bosses who are sitting on the pit wall.
Yep.
They don't know who it is.
No.
They can't tell it's.
No, but we know who it is.
We know it's Terry.
We've got inside info.
We've got proof.
Yeah,
and
and
then
he caused that massive double retirement in the first race.
Yep. Haas couldn't get their tyres on properly.
Yep.
Who was it?
Terry. Second car comes along.
Second Grand
Terry.
Terry. And then Ferrari, the wheel didn't even come off. Who's on the wheel gun? Terry.
Terry, how did you get there?
Nah.
How did he get into the Mercedes, into Ferrari?
If you look in the background of the images I posted, you'll see the Ferrari mechanic tied up in the background and near where the tyres are. It took me a lot of time to find that, and there he is.
Only you have that detective...
Mate, I'm a Hawkeye.
You are. You've got that instinct.
I don't miss anything.
If there's a crime to be solved, Luke will be there.
Oh, yeah.
And you were there with your supersonic lens. What is that? 800 plus?
1200.
Magnification?
With a teleconverter.
With a teleconverter. And you
I
captured...
can see into time.
No other photographer caught that image of Terry. Terry's on the... Actually, yes, the picture of Terry's interesting as well.
Yeah.
He wasn't wearing the traditional Ferrari outfit.
He still had a red helmet.
He did.
He did, because that's the one he uses when he drives in
Yeah.
the wacky races. And he's a very similar look to Dick Dastardly.
Very much so.
Yeah.
It's like a splitting image. And the poor old Fernando, whatever his name is, Luigi...
Francesco.
Chigarini. He was stark naked, tied up, bound and tied in the corner of the Ferrari garage.
No, Chigarini's the bloke who got his leg broken. It was the unnamed Ferrari mechanic.
Yep.
We are unsure of where he is now. If he's back in the Ferrari team, or is he still tied up in Bahrain? Don't know.
Terry, very quiet this week, young Terry.
Yeah.
Didn't cause any trouble with Huss. Didn't sneak into the Ferrari garage. Did he pop into Toro Rosso, maybe?
He did pop down to McLaren.
He was spotted. You spotted him.
I spotted him down to McLaren.
What was he doing down there?
And then all of a sudden, Stoffel Van Dorn goes out of pit lane with a loose wheel.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Terry. So look for
Terry's given us a lot of material.
He is a sneaky son of a gun. How he still gets a job, I don't know.
Who hasn't revoked his paddock pass?
Is it Liberty Media just spicing up F1?
Yeah.
Is that what
That's
they're
their
doing?
thing.
Are they competing with us?
It's the mole.
It's the mole. Well, check out the Effing One Podcast Twitter page. You may just see an image of Terry in the McLaren garage this week.
Yeah.
Conspiracy theories, Luke, you are onto it.
I'm onto it.
No one quite knows how to do it like you do.
I'll go through the constructor points after
please
the Grand
do.
Prix. Position 1 now is Mercedes with 85 points, Ferrari 84, Red Bull 55, McLaren 28, Renault 25, thanks mainly to Nico Hülkenberg, Scuderia Toro Rosso Honda 12, Haas Ferrari 11, Sauber Ferrari 2, Force India Mercedes 1, Williams Mercedes nothing. Or as
you like to say, nil point. Is that what you like to say?
Nil point.
That's the gas man. He says that stuff, doesn't he?
The gas
Being
man.
French.
Yeah, and Ocon and Grosjean, who was whinging again.
There's a lot of Frenchmen in this Formula One lineup.
He was whinging so much, Grosjean.
None of them any good.
Suck my balls finished in the points. Where are you, Grosjean?
Magnussen sucking balls.
Okay.
How did the stay-at-home Viking go again? Did he have a decent outing?
Well, he got in front of Leclerc. Leclerc spun off and dragged a whole bunch of gravel back on the track. Didn't. Maybe he was employed to try and get a safety car out there. Didn't work. So they got the Toro Rosso boys to bang wheels.
We didn't get a quote. We didn't get a driver quote, did we?
We did.
We did.
We did.
We got Dan.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he'll probably join us on this podcast soon. We've been getting in contact with his people.
Yeah.
His people are chatting to our people.
A lot of chatting.
When I say our people, Pete over there.
Pete's
on the
there.
sofa.
He's on the keyboard tapping away.
He's our go-to guy. He organises the interviews. You've probably heard them with Sebastian and all the other guys, all the big interviews that we managed to.
He's our IT juggernaut.
Yeah. So we'll probably get Dan on the show pretty soon, which would be nice. Be good to catch up with him.
Yeah.
Chat
been
about
a long time.
Yeah, and we're both old Perth boys. He and I. Be good to catch up about time. The Swin, the up at the Kings Park, beautiful spot.
It is a nice spot there.
Lovely. Swan River's beautiful.
Yep.
Some good food. Great surfing down to
Yep.
Cottesloe Beach. Right.
Sharks.
Plenty of sharks. White pointers. So hopefully we'll get Dan on pretty soon.
That'd be nice.
That'd be nice.
Just give us a call, Dan.
If you wouldn't mind. Predictions and scoreboard. Can we take a look at... We have been having a little ongoing competition between you and I. Not that we're very competitive.
Not at all.
Much. I happen to be leading...
I should just... I don't want to compete at all.
Is it that bad for you now?
So I have the results right in front of us.
Good. Tell me some good news.
Well, I'd like to give you some good news, but...
Oh, no.
Hamilton. We both picked Hamilton.
Yep.
That was wrong.
Yeah, it was. Negative.
You went Seb. I went Raikkonen Seb.
Ooh.
But you get 1 point because Seb out-qualified. Just.
True.
It wasn't even...
But you get a point for Raikkonen in the race.
No, I said Raikkonen for...
Oh, for qualification. Just a point for me. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
You went Ricciardo. I went Verstappen. Verstappen as my reverse psychology, which you're welcome, everyone.
Thank you, Luke.
I took one for the team, but Max did out-qualify Daniel.
We split the points there.
I get one, you get one.
Mm-hmm.
Juan. Fernando Alonso, well, that was easy.
Yeah.
Hülkenberg, both of us.
Yep.
Jeez, he's good, that Hulk.
He's good, isn't he? He's going to look good in that Mercedes silver suit next year.
You've gone Gasly. I've also gone the double gas.
We're not stupid.
And we both get a point because Gasly finished the race, but Hartley did out-qualify the gas man for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Well done, Hartley. Shame nothing else really went your way. Grosjean and Magnussen. I went for Magnussen, and I'd like to say Magnussen got a point, and Grosjean was 17th. So, 1 for me.
Ooh.
So we're still equal.
Kind of even. We're kind of still 3-point lead for me, isn't it?
Still 3 point. For Sauber, you went Ericsson, I went Leclerc. Leclerc got out-qualified Ericsson for the first time, but the Viking did outrace
I am the Viking. I will dust myself off the Doritos and finally become the Viking.
And it was Leclerc's little spin there that caused that loss of place. The tier 1 a tussler for you, Ocon for me, and Ocon.
Ooh, snap.
Yeah, look at that gap,
Lucas.
too. 0.7 of a second.
Yeah, wow. How about that?
Blink and you miss it. There you go. I get a point back. There's only 2.
Oh, boy.
We both went for the Rusky. The Rusky did out-qualify Stroll, but did not outrace him. Stroll had a really good first lap. He went from, dead last or second last up to 12th in the first 2 laps. It was pretty impressive. But then he steadily went backwards to 14th, Sirotkin 15th. 3 seconds, 2.8 seconds behind. But
so
yeah, that's
you're telling me
where
you're
the points are
catching up. You're catching up, aren't you?
I caught up by a point. So the gap is 2.
2. I'll take that lead. Thank you very much. Into the next race.
Chip away.
So
Got 18 races to go. I can catch up.
It's going to be a long stint, a long, beautiful stint. If it's anything like this race was, it's going to be a beautiful season. I just hope we get some more. Can we ban the virtual safety car? Can we suggest... See, this would have been good in the suggestions to make F1 great again. Getting rid of the virtual safety car and just having a normal safety car.
Yeah.
That's what we want to see.
You're against all things virtual, though,
I don't like
you?
virtual. I'm not a fan.
No, virtual reality?
No, thank you. Reality. That's what I'm after. I want real stuff.
Have you tried the new RR headset? It's just a headset and it's just an open window. And this is real.
I'm just wearing sunglasses. This is amazing.
Reality.
These flowers look so real, Luke. It's because you're wearing sunglasses.
I think we're on to actually a moneymaker. Because there's enough gullible, stupid people who buy glass and go, wow, this is real. Well, I can touch that car.
How many people sit and spend their whole life inside now on computers, and you just get those little kids and you take some sunglasses and you pop them on their face and you go, okay, come with me. Watch this. I'll show you the best video game ever. Open the door. Look at that.
It's the world.
Wow, it's so real.
It's so bright.
We could copyright that.
We just did.
Copyright life.
Patent pending.
Yeah, on these sunglasses. Making F1 great again sunglasses.
Maybe it could just drop down from the hat.
Just drops down from the hat. A pair of shades.
We've got contacts in China now.
We have.
So we could just go,
We have.
hey, fellas, could you whack us up a hat that just has flip-down glasses?
Virtual reality.
The reality glasses.
So they're called reality glasses.
That's your word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's an attachment to your Effing One Podcast hat.
Yeah. And then click, bang, you're into reality.
There we go. It'll look good on this hat because I'm wearing the hat right now.
Yeah.
It's going to look super smart and good for any occasion.
It is.
Dinners, bar mitzvahs, brisks. You name
Brisses. Nothing like a good bris.
Is it a
I
bris?
never miss a bris.
It's a bris.
Yeah.
Is that what they do?
When they cut the foreskin.
They cut the foreskin.
Yeah.
They make a day of it.
Yeah.
Sandwiches, anyone?
But
no,
that's
thanks.
that's a Jewish thing. That's a bris. I think if you just get it done at the hospital, it's just
Do they serve food at a
cutting your
bris?
dick off. Really.
I hope they don't serve food.
Maybe briskets at a bris.
Oh, brisket.
Brisket.
They only serve brisket
Brisket.
or old bris.
What's this circular fried thing?
Enjoy some garlically sautéed brisk. That's
That
nice.
bris was brisk.
Yeah, that's not nice. Yes. So, what are we talking about? The reality glasses. Oh, speaking of which, you can get these hats on the Effing One Podcast Twitter page. Have a look.
Hit us up.
And
up. I'll send you one.
And you can win them as well. Chances to win some more.
You got to think of a competition.
We've got the Making F1 Great Again comp.
We do.
Are we going to send these hats to the Green Award for the end of year? Yep. The team that's got the least carbon global footprint. We're going to send
whoever retired the most.
Yeah.
You're going to get our green award.
You're going to send and the hat, the green award and the hat.
Yeah. And I want them to take a photo with it and say, we need to do better. And maybe Yuji Ide, because he's probably not doing much. I actually found out, after I made this board, I went, Yuji Ide is remembered for something. He's the only person to have a super license revoked.
Really?
For dangerous driving. They're going, I don't know if he was pulled over. They're like, mate, give us your license. They just tear it up on the spot. Do they have to carry their super license? Do they have like a pocket in their ovals? Like
So he was driving a normal car.
No, he was driving a race car.
He was driving a race car.
He's had his super license, which is a race car license.
Is there such a thing to be a dangerous driver when you're driving in a race? Really?
Yep.
Just seems dangerous altogether, though. The whole thing seems dangerous.
It is, but like there's some people who just are a bit stupid behind the wheel.
Kvyat,
Max, Maldonado. Oh, Jesus. I actually saw a photo. Someone did a photo of Max being revealed by the Scooby-Doo gang. And then when they took Max's head off, it's actually Pastor Maldonado. That's well done. Bravo. I'll pay that.
Yeah, so hopefully no more virtual safety cars. That's our one wish.
The virtual safety car came in. I'll give you a bit of background about virtual safety car. They came in after the Jules Bianchi incident in Japan, where Jules Bianchi unfortunately lost his life. They had a safety car out, but if there was a virtual safety car where all the cars go at a slower speed, and it's all mandatory slower speed, so everyone has to go that slow speed, all the gaps stay the same, everyone goes slower, and you can actually bring trucks out onto the race without potentially someone crashing into them.
Yep.
So that's the reason the virtual safety car came out. But I do understand that having a virtual safety car bunches the field up, and Red Bull got lucky today, rolled the dice, chucked some new tyres on.
Yep.
Bing, bang, boom.
Bing, bang, boom. It makes racing exciting to watch. Bunches the crowd up. And just at the end of the day, we just want to see guys overtaking and some spectacular racing. We saw that today. It was amazing. What an amazing race that was.
You know what? Guess what? I've just come in.
Yeah.
On the telephone.
Yep. On the electric
Daniel Ricciardo.
Yeah.
Via Skype.
Is that right?
We've got him.
We've got him?
Yep.
You ripper.
Yes.
Can we get him...
right now.
Yeah, right now.
What was that? Wow.
Thanks, Daniel. Thanks for joining us, man. Still super excited.
A man, a few words.
Man, he sounds like Beavis and Butthead.
He does a little bit.
Good that sound.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, though, man. He was just super pumped. Wow.
He's still smiling. You can tell it.
It's hard to
In
smile.
that little bit of audio.
Can't get that smile off his face, mate. Sometimes you just have to lick that stamp and you got to send it. And that's exactly what he did. What a race.
Daniel Ricciardo licking stamps.
Licking stamps and taking numbers. Next race, Baku. Azerbaijan.
Yep.
So join us next Effing One Podcast. We're going to preview the race in the next podcast around that spectacular ancient city. What an awesome race that is with that big fortified city wall they've got there, that massive castle.
It's impressive. Wow. The last sector's amazing. The fast-flowing corners that lead onto that massive back straight. I would love to see the cars go through there because they're on rails. And when you see a cars change a direction, especially the modern-day F1 cars, it's beautiful to watch.
Yeah, and what a race we had last year there with Dan coming from 10th place and taking the win.
I think he overtook about 100 people in one move.
Similar kind of moves.
I didn't even know there was 100 cars.
Yeah, but he did it. He did a similar move that he did today against Hamilton, one of those really late braking scenarios. Bloody brilliant. Yeah. Let's see what happens.
And on the next one, we're going to do a recap because I've heard some people say we don't always remember the drivers' nicknames. So we'll go through them all over again.
Yep.
And we'll also bring in a new segment. We'll have Kimi at home.
Kimi at home is going to be back?
Yep, for the Baku preview.
It goes like this. The theme song goes, At home with Kimi.
Just like that.
People send in their ideas of where they'd like to see Kimi Räikkönen on the Twitter page. It might just be something innocent, like he might be in the dunny. He might be making dinner. He could be taking orders from the team principal. Send us your suggestions. We'll get Kimi. At home with Kimi. Sorry. And there's another new segment on Effing One Podcast. We're going to do it in the preview of the Baku race. What's the name of the new segment?
It's called Effing What?
It's what?
That's right.
Oh.
Effing what?
Effing what?
The idea of it is I'm going to give you some interesting facts on F1. So random facts you go, really? That's like, how much money do they spend? How fast can these cars go? What's the G-forces? So some unbelievable facts that the majority of these listeners don't know.
Yep.
what these F1 cars are capable of, or how much money, time, and energy goes into everything.
The things that make you go,
effing what?
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 How much does Hamilton make a year?
Too much.
How much does Ferrari spend a year? Too much.
Too much.
Are they the biggest spender?
That's not the facts. Like, we're not just going to go, how much they spend? Too much.
Too much.
We're actually going to give you a dollar figure.
Yeah.
So you can remember and tell your friends at work. Do you know how much money they waste? Williams?
Just turning up. Whatever they spend, it's too much.
Too much.
It's way too much. That's going to be a cool segment next week. Preview for Baku is next.
Facts.
Fun facts is in that. So join us for the preview of Baku. It's going to be an amazing race in a couple of weeks' time. Get hold of us for comments. Tell us what you like about the podcast, what you don't like. Be nice. Not too many F words.
Hi, Mum.
By the way, hi, Mum. Luke's mum. What a lady. Look at this spread. What has she brought today? What is this? What do you call these things?
That's a banana.
That is unusual. I've never seen one that colour.
Or in a plastic bag.
And we've got some baguettes. We've got some, what's this over here?
Leftover fried rice and prawn crackers.
And a pain de chocolat. She makes some croissants with the chocolate in the middle.
Yep. She
She's a
hand makes
talent.
that chocolate.
Mrs. Luke, thank you so much. We love you.
Mrs. Luke.
Mrs. Luke, we love you.
Hi, Mum.
Join us for the preview of Baku next. Luke, it's been wonderful. What a great race. What an absolute ripper. China was awesome. Dan was awesome. This podcast, let's just lick it.
Send it.
Send it.